Hey, you guys, thanks for listening in to this episode of Tips with Tea. On today, I have Miss Kelly and Miss Pamela with us today. How you guys doing today?
We're doing great. Thanks for having us.
Awesome. So glad that you guys decided y'all want to be on the show today. So tell us more about yourselves and what you do.
Um, Pam and I are both, well, we're working moms, number one. But we own a business called the London Method. It is the original Lottie Burke workout. So if people have heard of those bar classes, we own a fitness brand that teaches the original method that I learned from Lottie Burke, who created bar. She taught me the original technique in 2015. And at that time, I found out that no one had access to the original method here in America. So we brought it back in April of 2015, and we have a studio. We now have online classes. We do online teacher trainings, which is brand new for us. And what else?
We have retail.
We have retail. Yeah, we have retail. We're in our retail spot right now. We have basically it's like a girl's haven. Anything from fitness. We've created a lifestyle brand around it, so it's from fitness to workout clothes to what sort of skincare are all the girls talking about and using it. So we have like a little side gig called TLM Girls, where we have a lot of stuff in there that's related to lots of things we've learned about just from working with women on what women are into, what they like, and then we'll find the best of the best that's at an affordable price, and we'll show it to them. So we kind of have a lot of, in the last 5 years, it's branched out into a lot of different areas, which has been really fun.
Awesome. Awesome. So what was y'all guys' journey of becoming an entrepreneur like? How was that?
Um, I mean, I know for me, I always wanted to when I was little. My dad was a businessman, and I used to always say, I'm going to be a businesswoman. And people would say, what sort of business do you want? I'm like, I don't know. I just know that I want to have a business. So I've really always wanted to be an entrepreneur, and I always had different ideas that I wanted to do. But until um, I found this technique, and Esther Fairfax, the woman that taught it to me, I realized that it was sort of something that was going to die if I didn't do something with it, because the woman who owned and had the rights to the workout was already 81 years old, and she was just teaching it to her little community in a countryside town of England. And when I saw its effectiveness and all that it did for not only me, but then people when I started bringing it home, I decided that the London Method, which is what we named it, was something that I had to do, because I felt like if I didn't do it, then it was either going to die, or someone else was going to find it and not do it exactly the way that I felt like it should be represented. So that was really the impetus, was a 81-year-old woman and a technique that I thought was going to die out. And so, yeah,
Well, my journey was, I don't think I ever even thought about being a business owner. It just so happened that I fell in love with this technique and saw that other people were, and we needed a house for it to grow. So I was, sorry.
I got her.
Thank you. So I had a space. And I initially was thinking either I have a yoga certificate too. Either I'll open a yoga studio or I'll open a coffee shop. And then we decided, I said, no, let's open the London Method. So it was quite a journey, because I truly, to be honest, I don't have a business background. So it was all a learning experience to, buying what we were going to use to furnish, to doing the build out, to negotiating a lease, to what kind of packages we were going to sell, what kind of software we're going to. I mean, it was all new, and it was kind of, we just had to try. We were just throwing crap against a wall to see what was going to stick, So it's been quite a journey learning how to run a business, how to have a partner, how to, keep clients happy, keep our teachers happy. It's not easy, but it's worth it. There's some freedom that comes with owning your own business too. But there's also, I always say like, oh, I miss bartending because I used to be able to just like leave, and you leave all your stuff at the door and you come home, you have money in your pocket, but really this is way better. And your eyeliner.
Oh, I had a...
So how do you guys start your business at home and then grow it internationally?
Yeah, so I originally brought the technique back to my house just because of what it did for myself, and then I started teaching it to other women. And it was one of those things where the technique really is centered on the core work, which would pull these women's waists in like 1 to 2 inches within the first 30 days of doing it. So what happened was the women would come to this room where I could only fit 4 or 5 girls in there, and they were all, their waists were pulling in, their bodies were like creating this very feminine shape due to the exercises. And then they were just going out to barbecues. It was like June at the time, June and July. So it was summer. So they were going to barbecues and people were like, what are you doing? And they said, I'm just going to this woman's house and I'm doing these exercises. She's calling it the London Method. And it really just grew from like word of mouth. Pam was in one of those original classes. So she was one of the people that experienced it firsthand and just felt like it was something that she saw just the uniqueness of it, but also the response that the public was having with it was literally like one of those things that it just blew up. And when Pam says like we didn't plan to go into business, it's really true because it was one of those things where it was an inspiring, a needed thing we saw. And so we just went for it. And I think a lot of people are sometimes scared to start a business or take that step forward. But we've learned that when you finally like take the leap, you learn along the way. And I think no matter how much, knowledge you have of it or even training, you're still going to have to like adjust and change things according to like how it plays out for you. So I don't know. I think in a lot of ways it probably helped us that we didn't have a ton of business knowledge. I mean, I was a psych major in college, so I had no business background, but I think we didn't have a lot of fear because of that. We're like,
we didn't know any better.
We didn't know. You're like, this is, and then as you go, you learn. You're like, oh, okay, well that's not working. We'll do it this way. And so we luckily have the same way of looking at the world, and we try not to let things get too stressful for us. Especially right now, we're in a global pandemic and trying to survive on a business that's based out of fitness where no one can go to studios, and we have retail where no one can really go shopping. So, and we're still finding like we just launched an online teacher training and we're just upping our online presence. And so we're just adjusting and changing with the times, which I think is really important to do, whether you have a global pandemic or whether you just need to keep, seeing what your business needs or where you should go, because it's always changing. If we had stayed in our same lane the whole time, we wouldn't be in business today, because you have to like adjust with what's going on. I think that's really helped us for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you said that, y'all try to increase your presence online. So y'all do have a virtual workshop called Bloom. So tell us more about it and how have you used that workshop to help your clients or people so far?
Yeah. So, well, we have our online classes, which is like where people can find the workouts online. And then we launched an online teacher training, which we're having the first one that just actually sold out. So we're really excited about that. And that's happening in September. But what we noticed is we're teaching people these exercises, but there's so much more to exercise than just the work. So we're getting behind, and it's probably the fact that I am a psychology major and I really love helping people on the mental or mind side of it, not just the body side. So Bloom is a place where some of these women who are either thinking about starting their own business, whether it's in fitness or sometimes it's just clients of ours who are thinking about doing something, we dig deeper into what do they want to actually spend their time doing, finding their passion, because we know from doing a business out of our passion or our what we feel like is our purpose has changed it a lot for us, since it doesn't feel like a business. So we just literally have an online workshop called Bloom. It happens twice a year, where we just get into where is this stemming from, whatever they're trying to grow or develop. I based it off of a experience I had growing a garden during COVID. I used to always kill everything that I planted, or that I even not even planted, just like house plants.
Mm-hmm.
Like I couldn't keep a succulent alive. And then I started researching gardening, and then realized, oh, if you just, you know, plan what you're gonna do, um, you give it water, enough sunlight, and you do everything you can, like whatever you want can bloom, but you just have to be dedicated and really want whatever you're growing. And so I Bloom is like literally based off of kind of gardening, because I learned even somebody who thought she killed everything could keep my garden is so beautiful. It like produces so much, and it's really only because I give it daily attention, water every day, and that's it. I don't even use any like crazy fertilizer. Everything's organic and all natural, and I can't believe like how well it's done, just from um, you know, just it's really that daily dedication I think you have to have when you're an entrepreneur. So we just kind of get into figuring out what people want to do with their time and making it grow in any way that they want. So it was really a great experience, and I'm excited to do it again. So
Well, I'm
yeah.
glad you created that program. So it's just not limited to just working out or getting in shape. It's also about helping other women or other people that want to become entrepreneurs, how they can get established and soar and bloom or blossom.
Yeah, I mean, that's really why the space we're sitting in right now is a space that we actually have our retail in. But all the retail we have was always based on like a woman we know who was starting a business, and all the other ladies in the community were like, oh, you're doing this, and yeah, let's have like a little event to support what you're doing. And so since we really can't do that right now in this climate, Bloom was something that sort of came up out of this women supporting women environment that we have at the London Method that we weren't really able to do in person anymore. So it's an online workshop, and you know, I really love it too, because it's like it was 8 weeks long, and you really like all the women that were on it. They are so bonded and like supportive of each other, because we go through like a lot of deep things in there. They get down to like the source of what's going on with different things and fears, and so it was pretty amazing. And Pam does work like that too. She does like coaching, right? So we both have like our desire to help beyond fitness, which I think is really important, because it's not just about like exercise. We always say it's like a lifestyle of healthiness all around, not just with going to work out. If you're just working out, there's so many other things that are important too. So we just try and access all of that for people, or help them to access it. Really, that's our
Awesome. So, what other virtual services are y'all trying to offer people at this time? I know you said the online classes, but is there anything else you guys are creating to offer at this time or planning to offer in the future?
Well, we have the live stream classes.
Yeah, all of our classes, so our classes are basically studio is virtual, but then in January, we luckily launched an online program called TLM Online. It's basically TLM TV. And for just $29 a month, people can go on there and take our classes on demand. And we had that set up just because we were launching it anyway with actually Esther Fairfax, the woman who started, who taught us this technique. She's our partner in that, and she is in some of the videos too. So people are able to access her teaching, which is really fun, because it's so inspiring to see somebody who's now 86 years old and she's still like teaching the method. And so it's just a testament to the fact that these very strengthening small controlled movements can be done like your entire life. And so, yeah, we have TLM TV, we have our online studio, which is alonamethod.net. And then we have our online training, which is really exciting for us. It's something that people have asked for, because like you said, internationally, it's something we learned in England, but there's people all over the world that know now about the original and they want access to it. And we've created a training program based on the last 5 years of us studying it together. We have an online manual that people are able to download. We give them 6 live sessions with us where we take them through the entire class. And so basically they're learning exactly what we learned in England over the last 5 years in this program. And it's 3 weeks long, 3 weeks long of instruction. And then they have to like give it back to us. But
just real quick, how I would want to add, because I'm sure people are curious how you go from just like a little studio to international. And we got involved with, like, we would go to every mind body, what were those seminars, or
yeah, Mind Body.
So Mind Body is our software we use, and every studio uses, almost every studio uses Mind Body, a way to sign into class. So you go there and there's thousands of people, so it's a lot of meet and greet. So you get to tell your story and get your name out there. Also, we've done a summit, bar summit, and there's a lot of bar teachers there. So, you know, just trying to get involved in the fitness community. And of course, like social media, we would, you know, do ads and promote. And it helps also that we're really close with Esther Fairfax, who's Lottie Burke's daughter. So, you know, people seek her out, and it really, the lineage goes straight through Kelly to me and to the studio. So, you know, just getting the word out there and talking to other people in the industry, which helped us grow.
Yeah, because we really have become known as the place to go find the original in the United States, because it doesn't exist anywhere else. Like our training program or our classes followed exactly how they were taught to us. A lot of people since me have trained, not a lot, but there's been a handful of people that have trained with her, but they'll always like mix it in with something else. So we're just keeping it as the place where they can find the original recipe exactly how it was designed. So we like to say it was like a perfect chocolate cake that a lot of times people will like, I'm gonna take out this ingredient and I'm gonna put in my own, but like the original family recipe is found at the London Method. So that's really what we want to be known as. Right?
That's awesome, you guys. Well, thank you so much for being on the show today, telling us how you growed, and y'all talked about your Blossom course that you are offering. I'm going to share the social media handle so you guys can tell us how we can get in contact with you for your services.
Awesome. So yeah, we're the London Method. Everything on our website is londonmethod.net, and then YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, we are always the London Method. So you can find us that way on any of them and follow us. We love it.
Awesome. And if you guys want to get in contact with me, you can do so. My number is 910-317-0396. You can shoot me an email at contact@mjfinancial.biz. Visit the website to schedule a consultation, www.njfinancial.biz. You can find this episode, you guys, on Anchor, and you can also find the video playback for this interview on the YouTube channel for MJ Financial Management. So thank you once again, ladies, for being so much on the show today. I highly appreciate you guys sharing your journey.
Thank you. Thanks for having us. Thank you. Oh, she's so good. Piper, you're so good.
All right, you guys. We will see you on the next episode of Tips with Tea.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.